The classic approach to interpretation of X-ray chest is we have made mnemonics which are helpful in interpreting the chest X-ray in the trauma care environment. We will first describe the approach to interpret the X-ray chest followed by X-ray abdomen. The X-ray is the most common imaging study performed on trauma patients. It can be easily obtained during the resuscitation phase. It provides information on the presence of a hemothorax, pneumothorax, flail chest. It also aids in the placement of chest and endotracheal tubes, which are critical to the resuscitation effort and the primary survey. The mnemonics is doctors A, B, C, D, E. First we switch over to D. D stands for detail, that is the name, demographics, type of film, date and time. Before you even begin with interpreting a chest, you should have the correct details. These details include patient's name, age and sex. Then the type of the film, whether it is posterior in anterior view or anterior posterior view, whether it is erect or supine, correct left and right marker, and then no doubt date and time of the study. These are the mnemonics: name, demographics, type, film, date and details. Then there are views. There are four major views. One is posterior anterior, that is the PA view. The second one is anterior posterior, that is the AP view. Then the third one is lateral, that is the film is taken in lateral view, and then the lateral decubitus. Lateral view is important and is being taken for lung lobes, mediastinum and bony thoracic cavity, which are better visualized in lateral view. This is useful for lobar pathology, mediastinal masses, encysted pleural fluid and basal consolidation. Then the mnemonics is after D, it is R. It is further divided into right, that is R stands for right. R stands for rotation, that is the rotation. Then I stands for inspiration and expiration. P stands for picture and E stands for exposure. This patient rotation can be assessed by observing the clavicular head, that is the external heads of the clavicle, and determining whether they are equal distance from the spinous processes of the thoracic vertebral bodies. Sternoclavicular joint is always equidistant from both sides. Sternoclavicular joints are always equidistant from both sides. These are the sternoclavicular joint. These are the sternoclavicular joints. If distance increases from the midline, that means the rotation is towards that side, so the film is not adequate. Then we will not say that the film is adequate. The chest radiograph should be obtained with the patient in full inspiration. I stands for inspiration, to help assess the intrapulmonary abnormality. If the film is taken in inspiration, we can see all the intrapulmonary abnormality very clearly. At full inspiration, the diaphragm should be observed at about the level of the 8th to 10th ribs posteriorly. If you see posteriorly, the diaphragm should be here, that is 8 or 10th rib. Or anteriorly, diaphragm should be at the level of 5th to 6th rib anteriorly. If diaphragm present below the 6th rib, there is adequate inspiration, that is the film has been taken in inspiration. If less than 6 ribs are available, the film is taken in inspiration. In the anterior side, anterior ribs, diaphragm above 5 to 6 means poor inspiration. If diaphragm lies at 5 or 6 ribs, it is adequate film. If it lies below 5 5 to 6 drips, it is hyperinflation. That is, the film is poor. So this is the picture of inspiration, this is expiration, and this is no doubt normal film. So this is I stands for inspiration and expiration. Then P stands for picture, that is P stands for picture. That is, the picture is straight versus oblique. An entire lung field is visible or not. That is, entire lung field is visible or not. Are scapulas are visible or not? If scapulas are outside the lung field or inside the lung field, is there any angulation? That is, tilt in the vertical plane. Tilt in the vertical plane. Then E stands for exposure. Exposure of intervertebral disc spaces, spinous processes up to T4 are visible through tracheal shadow in a PA view film. Hemidiaphragm is visible through cardiac shadow. A spinous process of D3, D4, these are clearly visible, means exposure is normal. Beyond D4, vertebral body shadows is not visible. If vertebral bodies beyond D4 are visible, it means penetration is poor. If beyond D4 these vertebral bodies are visible, means the penetration is poor, that is overexposed. If vertebral bodies before D3, D4 are not visible, means this is underexposed, this is not adequately exposed, this is not adequately exposed. Rotation, inspiration, expiration, then we switch over to soft tissue. ये क्या हो गया इसका? एक्सपोजर के बाद में सॉफ्ट टिश्यू, नॉर्मल soft tissues and bones. Look for subcutaneous air and access for fracture of the clavicle, scapulae, ribs. First and second rib fracture may signal aortic injury and sternum. Ribs, second one is look for ribs, sternum, spine, clavicles. You have to look for symmetry, fractures, dislocations, lytic lesions and density. Then third is soft tissues, looking for symmetry, swelling, loss of tissue planes, subcutaneous air, masses. Then fourth is breast shadow, and the fifth is calcification of the great vessels. This is a normal chest X-ray with anatomical markings. There are all anatomical markings on a normal chest X-ray. Then we have to look for, A stands for airway. Airway and mediastinum. We have to look for airway and mediastinum. A, B, C, D, E. A is first mnemonic. So A stands for airway. Look for air in the mediastinum. That is the air in the mediastinum. Then we have to start at top of the compare right and left. Then trachea should always be in central. Trachea should always be in central. If it is deviated, it is either pulled towards the same side or it is pushed towards the other side. Pushed towards the other side. Paratracheal mediastinal masses or adenopathy should be looked for pressure symptoms. Carina should be looked at whether lying in center or not. Mediastinal width less than 8 cm on PA film is normal. Aortic knob is to be seen where the aortic knob lies or not. Hilum lies at T6 and 7 intervertebral disc level. Left hilum is usually higher, 2 cm, than the right hilum, and it is squarer than the V-shaped right hilum. Then we have to check the vessels and the calcifications of the vessel. B stands for breathing. Breathing means we have to look at two things. One, lung fields, that is pneumothorax, consolidation, pulmonary contusion, cavity lesions. In lung fields, the first point which we have to look at is vascularity. Up to 2 cm of the pleural surface is always normal, and up to 3 cm in epiphase is also normal. Vessels in the bases are more than in the apices. Then the third point to look at is lung field outline, that is abnormal opacities we have to see, lucency and atelectasis is seen, collapse, consolidation and bullae are to be looked at. The fourth point is horizontal fissure on the right lung. It arises from the right oblique fissure and follows the fourth intercostal space from the sternum until it meets the oblique fissure as it crosses the right fifth rib. The fifth point which we have to see under breathing is the oblique fissure extends from tip of the sinus process of the T3 vertebra inferiorly around the thorax to the level of the sixth costochondral junction anteriorly. These are the right lung and left lung. These are the lobes of the lungs, different lobes and different lungs. Then C stands for circulation. That is, in circulation we have to look for the heart size, the position, the border of and shape of the aortic stripe. These are the border, side and shape of the heart. Cardiomegaly is interpreted by the few lines, that is A is the line which extends from midline till maximum heart shadow on the right side. B is the line which extends from the midline till maximum heart shadow of the left. C extends from the left costophrenic angle to right costophrenic angle. CR is from center to right and CL from center to left. A plus B oblique C should be less than 0.5. The normal CT ratio is 0.5, less than 0.5. Then the next D mnemonic stands for diaphragm. D diaphragm, where we look at what is the shape of the diaphragm, angles of the diaphragm, gastric bubble and subdiaphragmatic air. Both diaphragms should form a sharp margin with the lateral chest wall, and both diaphragm contours should be clearly visible medially to the spine. This is the cardiophrenic angle, this is left costophrenic angle, and this is right costophrenic angle. E stands for the extra, that is the last, that is the extra things which are lying over the film are endotracheal tubes, number 1, central venous pressure monitor, number 2, nasogastric tubes, number 3, ECG electrodes, number 4, and chest tube, number 5, pacemakers are number 6. These are the nasogastric tube, endotracheal tube, temperature probe, umbilical vein catheter, umbilical artery, central line, endotracheal tube and nasogastric tube. So by means of the mnemonics we can explain and we can understand X-ray chest, which is very important and necessary as much as injury chest concerned. Thank you.